All right, today for our lesson is lesson 4 on dilations. And a dilation can take a figure, it stretches or shrinks it by a scale factor. Our essential question stays the same. How can you best show or describe the change in position of a figure? So again, our vocabulary that you should get written down in your notebook is a dilation, is a transfer that stretches or shrinks a figure by a scale factor. And a scale factor is the number that increases or decreases the size of a figure, represented by K. So here are a few examples of a dilation. If I start with this figure, I can either make it bigger by that scale factor or shrink it. And then down here for our scale factors are represented by this letter K. So if I have a scale factor of 1, that basically just means I'm multiplying everything in my figure by 1, so it stays the same size. If I have a scale factor that's bigger than 1, like let's say 2, it's going to increase the size of my figure. And if I have a scale factor less than 1 but bigger than 0, it's going to be smaller than the original. I couldn't have a scale factor of 0 because if I multiply anything times 0, it's 0. The figure would no longer exist. So it's got to either, if it's going to be smaller, it's got to be greater than 0, but less than 1. All right, on this side, I just want you to watch as I explain how you algebraically represent a dilation. So here, again, we've seen this quite a lot. Our coordinate point, x, y, is where we start. That's our original vertice. Then, to change it for a dilation, it looks like this, kx and ky. What this means is I'm taking my scale factor k and I'm multiplying both my x coordinate and my y coordinate of each point by whatever number my scale factor is. So let's look at this as an example. A triangle has vertices of A, 0, 0, B, 8, 0, and C, 3, negative 2. So to find the coordinates of the triangle after a dilation with a scale factor of 4, here's what I'm going to do. I've already got A finished here. So again, our initial point is 0, 0. Using my algebraic rule, I'm going to take my scale factor, my k, or my 4, and I'm going to multiply it by both my y and my x. So in this case, it's really simple because 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 0 is 0. Let's see what it would look like for b. My initial point is 8, 0. Ooh, that's a really bad 8, you guys. Okay, so now that I've got my initial point, I know that I need to multiply my x by my scale factor, as well as I need to multiply my y by the scale factor. Okay, in this situation, again, my scale factor is 4. So I am going to multiply my 8 by 4 and my 0 by 4, my x by 4 and my y by 4. So my new point for b is going to be 4 times 8, which is 32, and 4 times 0, which is 0. Then I'm going to do the same thing for point C. I start at 3, negative 2. I'm going to multiply each my x and my y by my scale factor of 4. So 4 times 3 and 4 times negative 2. And my final coordinate for C is 12, negative 8. So pause and try this one on your own. A figure has vertices of W, negative 4, or negative 2, 4, x, 1, 4, y, 3, negative 1, and z, negative 3, 1. Find the coordinates of the figure after a dilation with a scale factor of 2. Show your work in your notes. We are going to go over this one in class to start so you can see if you got it correct. Again, the same thing happens when we are looking at dilation if our number is less than 1. We're still going to use that same algebraic representation. Here's my initial point, and I'm going to multiply both my x and my y by my scale factor. In this example, my scale factor is 1/2. So I'm going to set up my points the exact same way as I did with my first initial problem here. So J starts at 3, 8. And to dilate it or multiply by the scale factor, I'm going to take 1/2 times my y, and then 1/2 times my x, and then my y. This is my x, and this is my y, to get my final point of 3/2 times 4, or 3/2 and 4. Take some time and fill in your answers for K and L. All right, since you've done these already in your notebook, let's go through them. We've got 10/6. Again, we're multiplying my x by 1/2 and the y by 1/2. So this gives us 5, 3. And for L, we've got 8, 2, 1/2 times 8, 1/2 times 2, and I end up with 4, 1. So bring your completed notes to class and we'll go over the example problems. You will have some homework associated with dilations. To end the video though, we are going to finish with our joke. What do you call a security guard standing outside of a Samsung store? For all of you cell phone users out there, you should be able to figure this one out. Bring your answer to class. Have a good night, everybody.